There we go. Hey everyone, GM. Can you guys hear me? Nice. Okay. Well, all right, let's get into it. How's everyone doing this week? Not too much to share on my side. I was actually in the city last week meeting with Golden Cross. It was nice to meet up with him IRL again. I didn't get too much shipping done, although I did have a lot of my bots going while I was out doing meat space stuff. So one thing I'm going to share today is an update on DeFi Dungeons. And anyone else with anything that you want to share, feel free to raise your hand. Come on up. But so put an announcement out in general earlier today or yesterday or sometime. Yeah, yesterday with an announcement in DeFi Dungeons. So if you're not in that Discord, that's where I'm putting all the updates for DeFi Dungeons at the moment. Although we probably pretty soon we're gonna start moving them. I might I'll do the updates probably in Gotchi channel as well, because we're pretty close now to entering kind of what I consider like a open alpha, I suppose. We've gotten a lot of the main issues ironed out. Pretty much all the features that I wanted for like the alpha is almost done. So I'm kind of ready to start opening it up to basically anyone with a gotchi, and basically that having the gotchi, and that will probably include people with rented gotchis, because at this point there's not like too much damage that bots can do to the economy. It's kind of designed in a way to be friendly to humans and bots, which is pretty cool. So yeah, well, probably next week I should have time to get that final feature shipped for opening the alpha up for anyone with a gotchi to play instead of having to get on the allow list. That should be pretty exciting to see. We'll see if our numbers pop at all. So kind of looking forward to that. But the main thing that I shipped this week in DeFi Dungeon was, I call it prediction mode. And I'll drop a screenshot here of what it looks like. Kind of inspired, by a lot of the prediction markets out there, and just people want to speculate and gamble on stuff. And the whole point of this, if you haven't really figured it out yet, the whole point of DeFi Dungeons is to have like gamified staking where a little bit of skill is involved. So it's like there's ways to earn ghosts in USDC without really doing much. Like you're literally just clicking a few buttons here and there. But I've always wanted to have like a skill curve a little bit. So that's where predict mode comes in. And it basically allows you to increase your score by the difference between the price of these three tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Ghost, in a 15-minute period. 15 minutes is the default. So you do a run, and 15 minutes after your run is kind of still going. And the price differential between, like the delta between your entry price and the price 15 minutes later, then gets either multiplied or divided, or like a negative multiplier applied to your score. So that it's kind of for the folks that are trading and hanging out, on CoinGecko, or hanging out on TradingView and doing some trading, and also want to play some games. So far, I rolled the feature out about 2 days ago, and we've had 10 players have tried it so far out of the currently kind of, I think, 15 or 16 daily active users. We've done 32 runs across so not getting a huge amount of usage yet, but it is implemented by default. So every run will have, if you're using like 1x leverage, then it's technically still there's a possibility you can get a very, very small multiplier, but you can take it all the way up to 20x. So if there's like a very small change in the price of Bitcoin 15 minutes after your run, you can actually, and you kind of like are anticipating that, you can capture a little bit of that volatility and get that bump to your score. So that's pretty much what the predict mode feature is about. And it's one of those features that's taken a while, but I knew I wanted to get in. So cool little game mechanic. So yeah, hope you guys will enjoy using that. didn't really get any other main features. That was a big one. So finally got that one shipped. And now, like I said, doing the final preparations to open the game up more so we can see if the core gang beyond the 15 or 16 or so that are playing it, if there's an interest in the game beyond that. And that's going to be very important to see if that is, if the game is more attractive to people, even outside Gotcha Gang, or even within our community, there's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, don't want to play it. And maybe it's just because there's like a type form to fill out. I don't know. So we'll see if adoption within our own community first increases after we get that opened. Can I get my mobile wallet added? So yeah, starting next week, you won't need to get your wallet added. You'll just, as long as you have a gotchi in that wallet will be like whitelisted to play. So I think we'll definitely see a little spike in DAU from that feature. And really, I'm also tracking things like the deposits. Obviously, is really important. That's one of the main KPIs for the game, trying to get those deposits up. So we'll see what happens, and then continue to do some fine tuning after that. Other than that, we did get some. There was a big issue in the Gotchiverse that Eris had been working on, where there's something with Fusion, like the backend that we use for the like the player syncing, and he finally got that fixed. So he did say that the Gotchiverse 3D was working. Usually Golden Cross is here to do that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll ping him. But if anyone wants to jump into the Gotchiverse, I did hear that there would be some Alchemica coming down. So. Other than that, it's just been continuing with the agentification of things. Basically, the CLI, we got that done. And now I've turned my sights a little bit to looking into how we can get really every gotchi can become like an agent. It's still like not really a solved problem. There's so many ways to accomplish it. But I'm currently looking into that. Although I guess people in the chat like to skip over all of our messages that we've been putting about AI and gotchis and stuff, and just assume that, like, I don't know, I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, so if you want to like teach your gotchi how to, for example, render a 3D gotchi, we have a skill for that. This is kind of stuff I've already gone over. Nothing super groundbreaking yet, but we'll probably have some new stuff on that next week. Yeah, but that's all I have on my side. I mean, no one really wants to come up, and nothing else to really talk about. So I guess we should just get into the DAO call.
Oh, well, hey, how's it going? I just have a
Pretty
couple
good.
fun things I could share that I've just been vibe coding, I guess, but since we're wrapping up the hangout so quickly. Um, so I made a little roguelike game,
Yeah, so I've
and
been
it's
watching it. It's looking pretty cool.
I just tested it on mobile, and like in MetaMask as the web browser on my mobile device, and it worked pretty cool. Um, so yeah. If anyone wants to try it out, just go to the gotchi.lol and generate your sprites if you haven't already done that. So actually, while I have you here, could I ask you like a technical question about generating sprites?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I was just wondering because like I told you with gotchi.lol, like I'm using this thing called render, and then
Mm-hmm.
that way I could just serve the sprites via like an API. But like, what if I wanted, like, say I like keep building on this roguelike game, and I want to generate the sprites? Like, are you using a VPS to generate sprites and then serving it from there, or like from Supabase, or like,
Uh,
are you? Is it like?
yeah. Let me think. I think I definitely I'm definitely using something on
Like some kind of
the server. I think, you know what? I think there might be a storage bucket somewhere that's holding them, because I
yeah.
remember I'd have to check, but I originally had them like going from the VPS, but there were some issues with that. So I think I actually made an EC, like a S3 storage bucket for them, and that worked a lot better.
Yeah, okay.
So
So
there's like
I
a API that hits, and then it runs like a cloud function, I think, on the server, and
yeah,
then that stores it to like an S3 bucket, which you can
I
pull from.
I just find it for like a flow of like trying to get people to be like, "Hey, come test this game I'm making." It's like first you got to go here and generate your sprites, and then you can play the game. It's like an how do I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I want to
first you gotta
remove that
download.
friction, yeah. But
Yeah, I would do it that way. Like, just have the API, so when they first join, I guess, you can
okay.
just hit all their sprites and like have it load them, and as they're loading, they won't be on the bucket yet, so you can keep kind of pinging them, I guess, would be one way.
Mhm.
Uh,
I-
yeah.
Oh, I just shared a little video too because just trying to go quick so we can jump in because I know there's a bit to talk about on the Dower. I made this like open source. Um, I don't know if any. Well, I know user default's a dev and maybe a couple other people here. So it's like open source on GitHub. If you want
Nice.
to make like a scene and it'll
Vue.js.
load. Yeah, it'll like just give it a like if you want to go to the site and like test it out, I'll drop that link too. Might as well. Like so you can. I could screen share too, but if people want. But basically, you just connect your wallet and then it'll load all your gotchis. Give it like a couple seconds to load like the gotchi you want to play as, and
Hmm.
then you can hit play and spawn in a little world and move around with like WASD and like point to kind of like a third person controller. It feels a little bit like I guess comparable to Fortnite would be the one that everyone knows for third person controller. I feel like I need to go back to JS instead of Unity.
You know what? The Unity
I
actually
disagree.
did. So Unity, I bookmarked this. I don't know if it's live yet, but they are cooking on some AI stuff. Let me check my bookmarks
Yeah,
here.
I think
Yeah, here it
Unity,
is.
like if you're just trying to quickly vibe code prototypes, like I 3JS is fun, but if you want like a finished, polished game, Unity is gonna be better. Like the Unity editor is great, and there's a Unity MCP that's like I've tried that. It was just blew my mind. I was like kind of like taken
Yeah.
aback by how overpowered it was. It was able to like go into my scene and edit like the hierarchy and edit the prefabs. And I was like with Claude Code and the MCP, I'm like, just do whatever you want. And I was just testing it out just to see
Right.
how like good it was. And I was like, holy shit, like AI is taking over. It's the future. It can do everything. Like I just built like the craziest thing and like it was just like a template because for like a 4-player co-op game where you connect your wallet and spawn as a gotchi, and that was as far as I got, and I was just like so shocked that like that it could do all that. But Unity doesn't really run great on my computer. That's why I just stick to websites. I like making websites and like
Yeah. That's
Phaser. It's
the
fun.
worst thing about Unity. How big it
It,
is.
yeah, yeah, it's really big. So for me, it's more of like the time consumption of opening Unity and maintaining all the packages. Like I
Hmm.
paid for Gaia Worlds and I messed around with making like a giant island in Unity and like having like Aavegotchi and I made like the DeFi pyramids and I was trying to make like the Citadel, but it was like for just me and myself and I is more of a passion project than like I'm gonna make a AAA game, I realized. And so I just went back to doing what I specialize in and like make like svelte kit stuff because that works well for me. Oh, I guess I could share. I'm oversharing maybe, but last thing. I just added
Nice.
the SEO stuff to this and added my buddy who helped me with it. His name is Crypto Nines. He's like a the author, co-author of like ERC something, EIP something, one of those Ethereum improvement proposals. So he helped make a lot of improvements to this to make sure it was like production ready and like audited. Well, I don't know if you'd call it audited, but like safe to use and stuff. Like
What
he's a
is
better dev than me. So
this is a
what is
noob question. I've seen the name Reown. Like, did is that? I
that's
feel like
Wallet
it's is
Connect.
that.
Wallet Connect
Oh, that's
rebrand.
right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
People, because I saw someone was saying like they were moving from Third Web to Reown. Maybe that was you. Maybe that was someone else. I forget exactly what it was. But
I
is that
I
like should we
I
do that?
I wouldn't say you should. I just, for me, because I'm a noob, I found it easier to get started with when I was
Okay.
just like, yeah. Because plus it's what worked with SvelteKit. That was a big thing too. Because Third
Okay.
Web, it only works with like Next.js. So really what I hunt for is like what works with SvelteKit. And like my first choice wasn't Ethers. I was trying to use Veeam and it wouldn't work. So I switched to
Mhm.
Ethers instead of Veeam because Veeam is like only works with like React and Next.js. So this is like literally the tech stack is chosen for SvelteKit.
Got it. So, how much? What's the like the free tier or like because we're paying money for Third Web, and I'm like, if no one's
Oh,
gonna use it,
I've never paid for anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wondering maybe we should just like can't like but call it call it with Third Web because I mean they're cooking on some stuff, but we're also
Yeah.
paying them like a decent amount of money every month, and I'm not really sure if we need to be anymore.
Yeah.
If
Well,
there's like better
I
options out there,
noticed
like
I noticed that one thing where I connect, maybe it was the Gotchi verse when it goes to it asks me to connect with Rio, even though it's Third Web.
you know what? Yeah, I think yeah, someone might have switched to Rio, or I'm not. Yeah, I remember something happened there, or like Third Web. Yeah, I'll have to ask our dev what happened there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But well, no, it's normal for Rion to pop up as one of the options. Yeah, it's on the Gotchi verse, and then I click Rion, and then it brings up Rabi
yeah,
and like all the options from
yep,
Rion. So, but yeah, it's just because
cool,
Wallet Connect rebranded to Rion.
yeah.
Third Web is
I liked
still
Wallet Connect, but
like Third Web doesn't have the a lot of the features that Third Web has, like the serverless wallets and all the weird stuff that I think that you might use for Unity
yeah,
stuff. Like it doesn't. I don't think their Unity stuff is as robust as Third Web.
for oh yeah, yeah. That was one of the and still is kind of one of the benefits of Third Web. But
Yeah,
in actual
they were like,
practice, we haven't really gotten the benefits that much of it.
yeah.
So
I feel like Third Web
I'm not
was like
sure.
one of the first movers on making like a Unity wallet thing.
Yeah, it was them and Sequence Wallet, which I think Sequence got acquired by someone. I don't remember who, but yeah, it was like literally just Third Web and Sequence, and Third Web did a lot of like custom work on the ecosystem wallet for us, but we're not really getting a huge bang for our buck on that at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I feel like everywhere I look, it's like really low engagement right now. It's like a really weird time period in the world.
Yeah,
Like for crypto as a whole, like I feel like CT got nuked, and now it's like hard to break through the noise as a crypto project compared to maybe before.
there's definitely been a brain drain to AI.
Yeah,
All the crypto groups I'm in, everyone's talking about AI.
I feel like Elon. This is like kind of like tinfoil hat statement. Maybe it's not, but I feel like Elon kind of like optimizes the X algorithm for what he's trying to train Grok on. Because for a while, it's like video is booming, and it keeps like on like video is like all I see, and I'm like, okay, so he's training Grok on video. Is how I look at that.
But yeah, I
Well,
mean,
should
once
I,
things
should I
don't
jump
pass,
in?
thing.
I got the Gotchi
Oh,
verse open if people want to hang out with me and collect Alchemica. You were saying it was open.
Yeah, I think it is open. But yeah, let's go ahead. I guess we'll get into the DAO call.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll
Since
step down
that's
since
the
I'm
the
chatty.
main.
I just drank a lot of coffee, so
Yeah,
all
well,
right.
thank you
Cheers,
for coming
guys.
up. Later.
GM, can you guys hear me?
Hey, yep.